What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Doyle back with another video. Today's video is going to be a trade breakdown on the setups that I took this week so far. I only took 2 setups. It's been a minute since I actually did like a trade breakdown, end of the week recap, midweek recap type of video. And I just felt like I was overdue for one. Because I know a lot of people still trade supply and demand and people still struggling, not really understanding how to trade supply and demand. So I feel like this can just help somebody. So I'm going to be breaking down the 2 setups that I took. I only traded GU and GJ so far this week. And we're just going to break it down. I'm going to hit the replay mode. Well, it's already in replay mode. And I'm just going to walk you step by step on what I thought and why I took these setups. So let's just get into it. Now, right here, this is GJ. This is GJ on Tuesday. And the first thing that I saw, let me fast forward. So this is the time that I wake up. This is 7:30 a.m. EST. And I had this marked up. Okay, I had this demand zone marked up. And it looked good. It looked good. I'm like, okay, like we just broke structure. We just broke these highs right there. Okay, I like that. I'm zooming out and I'm seeing that we are on the uptrend. So I already have a bullish bias off rip. Like I'm bullish. Okay, when I turn on the EMAs, everything was at the bottom. I'm like, okay, that just looked very clean. Now I'm expecting them to come down to this area. It never came down to this area. This is what the market did. The market created another demand zone right above it. Now, I was a little iffy about taking this setup because we got hella gaps up under, and then even underneath this demand zone, we got hella gaps. So I say this all the time, just because the demand zone is high doesn't mean you're going to lose, but the time of day does play a role in the volume. Like how fast are the candles moving? Like, is it really pushing up in momentum? Are we slowing down? You got to pay attention to the price action when it do get into your zone. Let me make sure this is accurate, okay? So both of these have a breakup structure. Even though this is a small wick above these highs, this is still a small breakup structure right here. Now, it wasn't clean at all, but it's still valid. It still followed the rules. So we got 2 demand zones right there, okay? Now, again, I'm still expecting it to come down to this area, but this is what the market did. The market came down to the zone. The zone is still valid at this area. We get this candle right there. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a chance on this. And I end up hopping in right here. And I put my stop loss right there. And all I aimed was like for a little over 1-to-1. Just a little bit over 1-to-1. And the rest was history after that. Now, this may seem simple, but I still was a little iffy about it. I really didn't have a lot of confidence of taking this trade because I expected it to come down here. I really wanted it to come down here. And this ended up being a winner. A few of us in the Discord took this setup. A lot of people passed up on this setup, but this is still following our rules. And we took this buy and we won. Now, the thing about this day, which is Tuesday, is that CPI news was coming up. Now, even though GJ is not a major pair, it still may get affected by CPI news. So I already knew, like, okay, I just need to just close. Let me just scalp this and get out. And if you fast forward, this happens. We clearly see that this is CPI news, and CPI news literally ruined the market. I'm not gonna lie, like everything else like consolidated right after that. And I'm gonna fast forward because I considered another setup, but the time of the day plays a role in my supply and demand setup. So let's fast forward. So this is also a demand zone that I was looking at, but I'm paying attention to the time of the day because you gotta, well, I'm just gonna speak from my experiences. I lose the most after 10:30, okay? So if I don't have a setup if I don't have a setup before 10:30, I'm definitely feeling a little iffy about it. So this zone right here, it came back into it at exactly 10:55. And mind you, I already made money on this move. So I'm like, bro, do I really want to take this? We already super high. CPI news dropped. We still got hella gas below. And look what the market did. Start correcting right after. That's already expected. I already be knowing stuff like this is going to happen. And this was tempting though too, because we had hella rejections at the zone. But I'm like, man, I'm not following my rules. Why would I take a trade that's after 11 o'clock? That's not part of my trading plan. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just be disciplined. because I have taken trades after 11 and I just be feeling a little weird about it. So I'm like, no, let me just stay disciplined. Let me just be content with making this 3,000 right here. And I'm just not going to take this. But this was a setup that I was definitely considering, but just the time of the day, I just know my strategy in and out. And I know every time when I take it after 10:30, I got a high chance of losing because volume, it just goes straight out of the market, or reversals happen after 11 o'clock. So I already knew this was going to happen. It did look tempting though. I'm not gonna lie, like it definitely looked good, but I'm just like, nah, bro, let me just be content. I don't want to give back profits. Now, say if I did get in this, I would have just lost. You know what I'm saying? So this was Tuesday's trade. Now let's talk about Monday, because Monday was the best trading day. I'm trying to tell you, bro. It was so much money being made, and that's where I made 7,000 that day. So let's go to GU and break down that trade. All right, so let's talk about GU, man, because this was just so textbook, man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. You gotta understand market structure. So I'm gonna draw this out, but for people that's experienced, you should already know this stuff. But this is for people that's just new. You should know this. Like, you should know when the trend is changing, when they're breaking minor swing highs, and when they're breaking major swing highs, okay? So if you look at this illustration right here, we can see that this is a major swing high, okay? These are minor swing highs right here. These are minor, but this is still structure though. You gotta pay attention to the minor swing highs, even though they're not as important as a major swing high. It still plays a role in choosing whether you want to consider this demand setup or not. Okay, so let me take this off. This off right here. And let's just talk about the setups that occurred, because 2 back-to-back setups happened on Monday, and it was just like so much money being made. It was just crazy, bro. So let's hit the replay mode and let's talk about the setup. Okay, so the setup that I took was this one right here. I had my demand zone marked up just like this. I had marked up just like that. Now, why did I consider this? Okay, I considered this because we was on a short-term little downtrend. Overall, we're bullish, okay? The only thing that I was a little iffy about was this area over here, because this is just an unfilled gap, Sunday open gap that they left. So they could potentially just drop, fill that in, and go back up. But they only came down just a little bit, and then they start going up. So that was kind of like the only thing I was a little iffy about, because I'm like, damn, they didn't even fill in this whole Sunday open. But anyway, so like right here, this is the demand zone that I have marked up, okay? I'm paying attention to what has happened right here, because this is super critical right here. This is probably the most important, because look how they consolidate and then they're breaking structure to the upside. So like once you see that they're coming from a downtrend, they consolidate, then break structure to the upside, and then that's the first bullish break of structure. I talked about that before in my videos. The first bullish break of structure usually be the key one. So say if I was using like fibs or something, okay, say if I was still trading fibs and I had a fib right here. Take this off. Say if I had a fib right here and I draw it off from right there to right there, off the 70%, that would have just smacked, that would have just been a dub, okay? But I don't trade fibs no more. But I'm just saying, like, when you pay attention to market structure and when they change the trend, because it was looking like a downtrend, but then they broke structure to the upside and it came back, that could be a valid buy. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all crazy. I know y'all probably tripping like, bro, he done pulled out the fib. Hey, it's still the 70%. You know what I'm saying? Still the 70%. But yeah, so like I'm paying attention to structure. I'm seeing like, okay, this is a demand zone. We got 2 bullish candles. We breaking structure right here. We just broke this little high right there. This is a minor swing high. This is not major. This is just a minor swing high. It came back into my zone. Fast forward, came back into my zone, and I got in aggressive. I'm not gonna lie. So when it came back into my zone, I hit the buy immediately, and I put my stop loss underneath the zone. I had like right there, and my take profit was a little bit over 1-to-1. So let me fast forward, played around a little bit. It consolidated just a little bit, and like the people that got in on the break of the candle, like it was a little iffy. Like it almost stopped people out, but it never did. And then the rest was history after that. Okay, so that was the first trade right there. That was the first trade that I took right there on Monday. I mean, not the first trade. That's the only trade that I took. I'm saying it was another back-to-back setup. So like after I won on that trade, another one happened. But I didn't take this one, but I saw people taking it in the Discord, and I'm just like, damn, like this do look good. But like when I win, my first setup, I'll be iffy if I want to take another setup, because I know how the market is. They just don't bless us like that. You win your first trade, then the second trade be a loser. So I'll be like, I don't know, like, should I take the second setup? But this is the second demand setup. Okay, so after that first demand setup, that little push hit take profit, then it threw another demand setup. And I'm like, damn, like, okay. And then if you look at what happened, it did the exact same thing as this one. So this one consolidated and shot up. This one consolidated and shot up. And the rest was history after that. So it was so much money being made. Like, it was just crazy, bro. But all I needed was just this little bullish little run right there off of aggressive entry. Bro, that gave me way more than enough that I needed. So this is the 2 trades that I took this week, man. That's about it, bro. Like, supply and demand just be hitting, bro. Sometimes it'd be a little fluke. Sometimes the aggressive entry would be better than the break of the candle entry. It just really depends on what are you more comfortable with. I just know that aggressive entries, you may get a better RR, but you may lose more than a break of the candle. But then again, sometimes a break of the candle would be a little fluke where you would be sitting drawdown like this and then it hit take profit. So it just really depends on like what you're comfortable with. If you're more aggressive or conservative, it just all depends on the trader. But yeah, man, like this trade right here made me 7K, and Tuesday, GJ made me 3K. So I'm up 10 bands right now, and I got Thursday and Friday to trade. So hopefully I can not give away those profits Thursday and Friday. But that's all I got, man. I hope y'all got like a little insight on supply and demand. Like, I know a lot of people trade supply and demand different. Like, I'm not telling you how you trade it is wrong or right. It's just what is making you money. That's all I say at the end of the day. Like, we just trying to get to the bag. So whatever is making you money, just keep doing it. Like, you don't have to keep critiquing your strategy and all that. You don't gotta keep doing that. If your MT4 is blue, you good. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got. Peace and love. I'm out.